Hello everyone. Thank you for tuning in. I have to tell you I'm pretty excited. I've just come off of an extended weekend, so I left town on Thursday and just got back in today. Pretty excited. Got some downtime I've been needing for a little bit, and just spent some time with the family, taking the boys out on the boat and just letting them toop around for a little bit. It's just a lot of fun to relax. Finished some books I've been wanting to finish for a while. Got to listen to some good information, kind of recharge the batteries a little bit. So had a lot of fun. What I want to do today is share with you a couple of things that I've been thinking about recently. So I every day I take notes on things that just kind of trigger within me kind of an idea or make me think a little bit, and then at the end of the day I'll go back and I'll reflect on those notes. I'm going to share with you a couple of those things that I've been reflecting on recently and things that I've just kind of been dwelling and noodling on a little bit. The first one is, just because you have an idea does not mean it is for you. Sometimes it's given to you so that you can gift it to someone else. If you're a creative individual and you're always you're chasing the shiny object, the shiny object over here, the shiny object over here, or you're kind of get a little bit cluttered in your head sometimes because your ideas come easily to you. Some people you talk to and they're like, man, I just can't get any ideas. And other people, it's just they pop off ideas just left and right. When you're trying to sort through this and determine a direction, bear in mind that not all ideas are for you. Some ideas come to you so that you can give them to others. For example, you're in a conversation with someone and they're the person that's struggling. They're the person that's going, man, I don't have any ideas. Maybe a week, maybe a month, maybe just 24 hours. It doesn't matter. You had an idea come to you that fits their problem. That idea is yours to gift to them. Not all ideas are for us. Just too busy. You can't do everything. However, that doesn't make the idea bad. It doesn't make you uncreative or wasting your time. Sometimes those ideas are there for you to give to someone else. Another one that I wanted to talk with you about today is something that I've had to deal with in the past, and I've only really recently come to a solid conclusion for myself. Now, this is just my story. It's not your story. I'm just sharing with you something I've been thinking about and been dealing with. However, what I find is that a lot of people deal with the same issues. What I'm finding is I'm not all that different from anybody else. If I've been through something, a lot of times a lot of people have been there before me. And because I don't always talk about it to everyone, I don't get that picture painted early enough. So here's what it is. You may not be responsible for your current programming. When I'm talking about programming, I'm talking about what's in your head, okay? These are the things, the way you think about things, the way you see life. You're placed in a situation, you're going to have an automatic response. That's your programming. So you may not be responsible for your current programming. However, you are responsible if you continue to maintain or defend that programming. This is so powerful. Yes, we're all influenced by outside things when we're children. Whatever. Your dad is this way. Your mom was that way. You're in a blended family. Whatever it is that has kind of structured that programming that you have in your head that frames how you see life. Those are things you can't control. I got it. You can't control. I'm going to caveat real quick with there are exceptions to this. When you're dealing with things of the mind, there are clinical exceptions. I'm not talking about clinical cases here. I'm talking about the majority of people. No, you can't control what has happened in the past. What you can control is what you do in the future. As long as you maintain or defend the actions based upon the historical past, you're not owning responsibility for who and what you are. I don't say that to be harsh or to be ugly. I've had to deal with this. For so long, I look back into my history to say, man, why am I the way I am? What is it that caused me to, why am I overly aggressive? Why do I snap at people? Why do why is my emotional intelligence really low? Okay, so I looked into my past for a really long time asking these questions. At the end of the day, though, the bottom line is that as long as I hold on to that past and refuse to move forward and use that as my excuse and fail to just not take responsibility, that's on me. That's on me. If I choose to remain the same way, that's on me. I can't blame my past anymore. I just can't. I have to move forward. I either have to accept responsibility and move forward and become who I really want to be, or I'm going to live in the past and I can expect to see the same results as I've gotten in the past. The last one I'm going to share with you today is pay attention to who God puts in your path, because God may be orchestrating amazing events through you. I've had lots of ups and downs in my life. When I left home and joined the military, I spent 15 years outside of the church. It was my choice. That's a walk I needed to walk to get where I wanted to go. However, I'll tell you that even through all of that experience, all those years, one of the things that I held on to strongly was I believed, and I still do to this day, that we are placed here for micro moments. If you've ever had somebody come up to you 5, 10, 15 years after you've worked, maybe you've been their boss, maybe you were a coworker, maybe you were whatever in their life. In 5 years, 10 years, 15 years later, they come up to you and they say, I just want you to know that when we had that talk that day, or when you did this for me or did that for me, it changed my life. It was so impactful. You don't know who those people are. You'll never, that feedback comes so far and few. You don't get a lot of that feedback. But I've always believed that God uses us all the time. Our interactions, whether they be one-on-one, whether they be through something like this, which is a video that goes out over the internet, it doesn't matter. Stay sharp, because God is using you exactly where you are. And He can orchestrate amazing results around very little things. You play a part. You play a very important part in God's plan. I believe in you, and I believe in your dreams. God bless.